Hello, welcome to day 3 of our Beowulf topic. Hope you had a lovely afternoon yesterday. Okay, so today your task is going to be to do a roll on the wall, which we do regularly in class. So I'm sure you'll be fine doing that, but I'll go through and screen share with you some ideas for that afterwards. I'm just going to read to you a little bit because your roll on the wall is going to be all about Beowulf. So I'm going to read to you now a couple of pages from here and from the other little book. And then you can think about Beowulf while I'm reading it, and then you can do your roll on the wall for Beowulf afterwards. So the first little bit I'm going to read is just the end of what we read on the very first day. For 12 years now, Grendel has terrorised the Danes. Men and women and children, old and young, they all live under the dark death's shadow. He is so strong, so huge, so loathsome that no one is able to do anything about it. I will then! Beowulf leapt up in front of the Geats and heard himself shouting, I will then! Wanderer's eye gleamed. He's only got one eye, by the way. Wanderer's eye gleamed. He watched the warrior, unblinking, and spurred him on. All right, Beowulf, called the king. That's as it should be. There were cheers in Hylax Hall. You've proved yourself much the strongest man here, said the king. Now prove it elsewhere. Brave men should seek fame in far-off lands. The cheers were renewed. There were shouts and boasts in the hall, and the mead horn was passed from man to man, and each of them toasted Beowulf. There's a picture in this book of the three of them. The next morning, Beowulf chose 14 men, as keen and well-tempered as warriors can be, to travel with him to Denmark. The stronghold of the Geats rang with the blows of blacksmiths and swung to the shouts of chandlers as armour was made ready and a boat was fitted out for the sea voyage. On the third day, there were kisses and embraces on the windswept beach. Some said they feared that Beowulf and his companions would never return. Some wept, some said nothing. Then the warriors were eager to begin their journey. They turned their backs on mothers and fathers, on wives and children. They spring-heeled over the shingle and embarked. The great sea-bird rose over the breakers, and as soon as the Geats hoisted a sail, a bleached sea garment, the boat foamed at the prow and surged over the waves, urged on by the wind. After that day and the night that darkened it, the warriors sighted shining cliffs, steep headlands, the shores of Denmark. Across Denmark, a coast guard watched as a warship approached the cliffs. The guard frowned. The ship was filled with Geats, enemies of the Danes. There's a picture of the ship coming to where the Danes live. So with Beowulf and the Geats all on the ship. The guard rushed to challenge the warriors. Who are you? He demanded. What do you want? The Geats leader stepped forward. His shield gleamed in the dazzling sun. I am Beowulf, he declared. I have heard the story of Grendel. Tell your king that I have come to kill his monster. Go home, the guard insisted, raising his spear. Many men have died trying to fight Grendel. Beowulf just smiled. He brushed the guard's spear aside with his palm. Then that is how I shall die too, he said. The guard led Beowulf and the Geats past lakes and bogs to where Heorot towered above the moors. Heorot was the name of the big hall where they lived. The Geats were stunned by the hall's beauty. Beowulf handed the guard his sword. "Take my weapon, so your king knows I come as a friend." "You'll need it again by nightfall," the guard warned. "That's when Grendel comes." Okay, so I'm just going to do a screen share so I can just go through with you how you're going to do your roll on the wall. So if you want a title, you can put Beowulf roll on the wall, and then you can draw an outline of just a person, like we sometimes do when we do our rolls on the wall, just a sort of blank outline. Or you could have a go at drawing an outline similar to the one on the front of this book, and I'm going to attach one of these on the blog as well if you wanted to print an outline up. So remember, when you do a roll on the wall, on the outside, around the edge of the drawing, so have your drawing, and around the outside, you write down what he looks like and what other people think of him. So it's more about his outward appearance, describing Beowulf's appearance, and also things like what he carries, you know, his shield, his spear, his helmet, his chainmail to protect him, his body armor. Then on the inside of the outline, you can write down more about his personality, his character, more about him as a person on the inside. Okay, we've done this quite a few times this year, so hopefully you should be all right just to get on with that. But just think about how Beowulf is an extremely brave warrior. He's heard about this monster called Grendel, who's killed and is killing every night anyone that is sleeping in Heorot Hall. And he's just jumped up and got ready with his boat, said goodbye to everybody, and he's going off on a voyage, sailed there, and then he's told that everybody that tries to kill Grendel gets killed, and he's still up for the fight. So I think there's going to be lots of words that are similar to brave and being brave. Okay, right, that's the end of today's lesson. See you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye-bye.